Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name's Mark, I'm an entrepreneur and property investor. In today's video, we're talking about why 90% fail. And we've titled it like that really because most people on my channel that I'm talking to are looking to be part of that top 10%, whether it's earnings, whether it's investments, whether it's building a business, whatever it is, the top 10% is where people are targeting. So as far as they're concerned, 90% of people are failing. And if we talk about business, for example, 20% of businesses fail in the very first year. 70% fail within 5 years. So it's a huge amount of people that for one reason or another don't manage to make it to the destination they meant to. And what I want to do today is really get across the 3 reasons I think people fail, but also conversely, what you can do to make sure you succeed. So guys, before we get into all the detail, if you could give this video a big like, as you know, it massively helps me out with the algorithm. It's the only thing we really ask for on this channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, why not consider subscribing? We've got our dividend portfolio that's being paid out every single month. Last month it was about £20. I'm putting another £2,000 into that every single month, and together we will take part on that passive income journey. And I'm going to relate some of this back to the dividend portfolio because I can talk to you about how we're going to be able to see that grow and what I think the effect of that will be, because people are going to want to get more and more involved as the money increases. So the first reason I think people fail is procrastination. And a good example of that, Tom, is yourself, my videographer. How long did it take you to start your YouTube channel?
3 months.
It's 3 months later and it hasn't started yet. So procrastination is a real thing, okay? Tom really wants to start his YouTube channel. He's got ideas for the content, he's got all of those things, but we haven't got started yet. And I think the need for perfection or the ideas or everything to be in a line, it really holds people back. Now, I'm not saying don't have a plan. You should have a plan, but you should also get started as soon as possible. Procrastination really does suck dreams away from people. And I think one of the main reasons for it is the lack of a plan. If we took, for example, a YouTube channel's content, for example, if we took my channel and we started talking about my plan was to film on my iPhone until I got 1,000 subscribers. Now that meant that I was able to provide content to the world, see if people were interested in it, and if they were, I could invest further in better equipment, staff, all those sort of things, because I've proved the concept. So I started off with my iPhone, I filmed 3 videos a week, that was the target. I published every single week, 3 videos, and within about 3 to 6 months, I had got to my 1,000 subscribers. At that point, I decided I'd upgrade the equipment, upgrade the audio, upgrade and get a videographer, and we started to grow the channel out from there. Now, I've got plans that go on at the moment, you know, with the subscriber dividend portfolio, where I'm doing that until we get to about 100,000 subscribers. Then I'm hoping to buy a house and start sharing the rent out. I've got plans that go on beyond today. And that is about having a good plan that I think people will be interested in. But I split test these things. If, for example, the audience tell me they're not interested in it, because YouTube's a great example of this, okay? The videos that get lots of views are the videos that people are interested in. The videos that get lots of engagement versus views are the videos that people are getting really invested in and emotionally invested in. So understanding a plan for myself means that that plan can change, but it's so important to overcome procrastination because you have to have an end destination in place. So for me, I've broken down my YouTube business as an example into 3 stages. Number 1 was the startup phase, which was to get from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. Second was the growth phase, which was going to be from 1,000 subscribers. Can I then push that up to 100,000 subscribers? And then there was going to be the maturity phase, which was going to be 100,000 and more, where we settle more into a rhythm. We've got a good idea of what people like, and we'll be able to provide that content on a really regular basis whilst continuing to grow. That was my plan, and I think that not having a plan is really, really dangerous because you don't know where you're going. But also having a bad plan. Let's think about another business, for example. Let's say, for example, we were going to open up a bakery. I don't know. I've just picked that out of nowhere right now. Now, if the plan was to open up a bakery, start baking some bread, sell the bread to people, well, do I have the right skills to be able to do that? Will people like my bread? I've done none of that market research. And let's say, for example, I then succeeded and became the best bakery in my town. I may have just created myself a job. Unless I'm able to franchise out the bakery or perhaps sell the bread to bigger organisations that can distribute it throughout the UK or even globally, I would not ever be able to scale that business. I'd be one bakery in one town, and I'd like to bet I've managed to create myself a job, albeit paying about 50 grand a year, but that's all I would ever be able to make out of that business. So if my end destination was to build a multi-million pound business, that would be a bad plan. It only needs a small tweak though, doesn't it? It needs a tweak of get the relevant skills, make sure I can provide the right product. Then from that, make sure that I test that in a confined area and make sure that that works and that I become successful in that town. After that, either franchise, open up new branches, or sell to a national distributor. And by doing that, that plan changes and it goes from being a business that maybe turns over $500,000 to a business that's got a huge upside potential. So having a bad plan or no plan, I think, is one of the main reasons people fail. And it's also the main reason that people get stuck with procrastination because they can't see the end destination. Now, the third thing I have on here, again, it probably all comes back to the plan, giving up. A lot of people that I speak to give up or lose faith very early on. I don't know anybody who's built a business, a big, successful business, in less than 5 years. Now, you guys might, but I don't know anybody who's done it in less than 5. And frankly, if I don't know anyone who's done it in less than 5 years, there probably aren't that many people who have. So with that in mind, we have to sort of consider, why do people give up? And I think there's two main reasons. And I haven't written them down, but I will write them down now. Shiny object. That's the worst writing ever, isn't it, Tom? Tom, come and write this up here. Come on. Right, while Tom's writing up shiny object in writing that you can read, I'll explain what I mean by that. They have a new idea. They have something else that goes on in their mind. They meet somebody. Now, that's not to say all new ideas are rubbish. They're not. It's just to say that ultimately you have to understand when you embark on this plan that it's going to take time. And if you don't understand it's going to take time and that's not built into your expectations, then the shiny object syndrome is real. You get a new idea, you think this might be quicker, I'm looking for a shortcut, I'm a bit frustrated, it's taken me 2 years to get to here, this guy could have done it much quicker. You get the shiny object and you give up on your dreams. And that, for me, is probably one of the main reasons I see people fail, is because they see this next shiny object. And the second thing, and I'm not going to write this one down, Tom. You see, you move. I'm going to use this. And it's really that people give up what they want most for what they can have now. And what I mean by that is if you think about the compounding effect, and we talk about investing, and we can relate all of this back to investing as well. But if you think about investing, you start building some capital, you start investing that money. Now, you don't get your returns. It compounds over time, doesn't it? We all know that on this channel. But people give up what they want most. They give up what's going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, for what they can have now. And I was writing a book called What They Should Have Taught Me at School. And as part of that book, I approached 5 very ordinary people and I developed a plan with them that I could make sure that they became basically net worth millionaires with between 5 and 10 years by putting in a little bit more effort. And within 6 months, all of them had either given up or failed. And that meant that either they gave up because the idea was great, right? And maybe they had to do an extra 10 hours of work a week, either building a business on the side or in their own careers or whatever. But they gave it up, and the reasons really were always this. They gave up what they want most. 3 of them gave up because they couldn't be bothered. When it came down to it, they would rather, so what they could have now was to not do the work. So that was easier. 1 person got all the way to getting about 9 grand together, but they gave up on what they wanted most, which was buying this first investment, for what they could have now, which was a motorcycle. So that really highlighted to me. I couldn't believe it because I approached it with my book thinking, this is going to be easy. I'm going to get 5 people over the line, no problem. All of these people, easy plan, 5-10 years, net worth of $1 million, it's going to compound up. Either they're going to have side businesses or they're going to invest, 10-15 hours a week, we'll get there. Everybody failed within 6 months and they all gave up. It was them giving up. It wasn't the plan was bad. All of them had a good plan. All of them, we got past the procrastination because we'd decided what we were going to do, but they all gave up. And they gave up, all of them, what they wanted most or what they thought they wanted most for what they could have right this moment. So I would urge anybody who's on the journey, who's investing, who's building a business, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on that stuff. Understand that things take time. I don't know anybody who's built a really big business in less than 5 years that's turning over good profit. It takes time. Skills compound, staff compound, all of these things compound over time. Clients, clients recommending new clients, it's just all a time game. Let me know in the comments if you think I've missed anything out on this video. I'm massively interested. I will see you on the next one. Like and subscribe as always, and I'm gonna take a breath and see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.